Every file that we upload into Webany's file manager has a name and a key property. While these properties might look similar, there is a difference between them. A name is what user sees in the file manager application in the file details section. For example, if we open this file here, as we can see, its name is serverlessresources.png, which can also be changed if need be. On the other hand, the file key is used by the underlying file storage, which in our case is Amazon S3. Under the hood, by default, the file key is generated from the file name, upon which essential file name validation and sanitization is performed, in order to ensure that a valid Amazon S3 file key is formed. Ultimately, the key is used in the URL that points to the file. So if we click on this copy URL icon and paste this URL into the console here, we can actually see the key for this file at the end of the URL, which in this case is again serverlessresources.png. But what if we wanted to change the way the key is generated? What if we, for example, need a specific structure of a file key, because maybe we have other AWS services that respond to Amazon S3 events, and they extract information from the key? Well, the way the key is generated can actually be adjusted via a relatively simple extension. So let's see how that looks like. So we're back in our IDE here, and like in the previous videos, we have our Webany Watch admin command running here. And this time we also have the Webany Watch API command running, just because the file key customizations are done on the backend by creating a relatively simple extension. Like before, we'll be starting off by running the Webany scaffold command, except this time we're going to be using the API extension as the extension type. We'll also do something different when it comes to extension location. Since we'll be creating a couple of backend file manager extensions in this and the next couple of videos, we'll be creating the extension in the extensions/file manager/API folder. This way, we'll have all of our backend file manager extensions grouped within the same folder, meaning it'll be a little bit easier for other developers on the team to find what they need. So let's run the Webany scaffold command and, as usual, choose new extension from the list of all available scaffolds. For the extension type, let's select API extension. For the extension name, let's type file keys. And now for the extension location, let's type extensions/file manager/API/file keys. For the package name, we can go with the default one. And finally, for this extension, we'll need the Webany/API file manager S3 package, so we'll pass it as a dependency. Alright, as we can see, our extension has been created in the extensions/file manager/API/file keys folder, which is what we wanted. With this folder structure, we'll be able to create more backend file manager extensions within the same extension/file manager/API folder, making the codebase a bit more organized. Note that we could have done the same with the file type extension we did in the previous video, which could have been also located in the extension/file manager/admin folder. Alright, let's go back to code and see how we can introduce custom file keys. In this new src/index.tsx file, we'll paste the following snippet of code. So let's see what we have here. First, we've imported the createFileUpload modifier function, which is just a factory function that helps us with the creation of our plugin. Upon calling the function, we're passing a custom callback function within which we are accessing the passed modifier object and its setFile method, which basically gets called every time a file is about to get stored into the Amazon S3 bucket. In this case, what we're doing here is every time a PNG file is being stored, we are replacing the default file key with our custom one, where the key will always start with the myCustomKey prefix, followed by the current timestamp. Alright, with our changes saved, in the terminal we can see our code has been compiled successfully, and also we can see that a deployment has been started. So let's wait for it to finish. And here we go, our code has now been fully built and deployed into the cloud, which also means we can go back to our browser and see if our plugin is working as expected. In the File Manager app, let's again upload the same serverlessresources.png file. Alright, let's now open the file details and again copy the URL to the file and paste it into our console. As we can see, the file key is indeed what we'd expect it to be. We have the myCustomKey prefix followed by current timestamp, which means our extension is working as expected.